Welcome back to the lecture series on NCC. This is Captain Binoy Varagal, Company Commander, To Cadets Kerala Battalion, St. Joseph's College, Devgiri, Kozhikode. NCC is such a great organization that it does a lot of great things to the young men and women of the country. No other organization of the world does so much to the youngsters. And we are discussing incentives to cadets. And this lecture series on NCC and today's lecture on incentives to cadets will not be completed in one session. We shall have to, of course, proceed to maybe more than one session when we are discussing incentives to cadets, because there are so many incentives, plenty of incentives. And I would say an individual, a young boy or a girl, has plenty of benefits and incentives from NCC, and no other organization of the world is giving so much of benefits to the members, the volunteers of that any organization. NCC is such a great organization because the individual young boys and girls of the schools and colleges of the country, they are transformed into better personalities, leaders. The very grooming of the individual is done there. Grooming, the very preparing the youth for the challenges of the world, challenges in the life, challenges, all the challenges. So a good personality is inculcated in the individual. A lot of leadership qualities inculcated. Rather, these cadets are transformed into leaders. So nowhere else such kinds of transformations of the individual take place. So we have to just assert the fact that it is such a great organization. And I would say parents, teachers, and students don't hesitate while thinking about joining NCC, because this kind of opportunity, this type of benefits and incentives you don't get anywhere. Plenty of only benefits, plenty of incentives. And we will be discussing the incentives to cadets in NCC in 2 lectures, because there are so many. And now let us just think of some of the incentives. So when we think of the incentives to the cadets, we have to understand, okay, many things. Say, for example, we can say that there are plenty of job opportunities. NCC, if you any NCC cadet, all right, any NCC cadet has all these opportunities, job opportunities, scholarships, financial assistance, and all this come from 2 sides, from the center as well as the state. Plenty of job opportunities, plenty of scholarships, plenty of financial assistance in time of any tragedy. Say a cadet is in any of the NCC related activity, maybe in the camp or maybe in the parade, something happens or something goes wrong, some tragedy, unexpected tragedy, the cadet is given financial assistance. Like, of course, there is insurance for the NCC is just arranging insurance for every cadet. And now, of course, these incentives, job opportunities, scholarships, and financial assistance, everything is given by both the center government and the state governments. And now, of course, besides, other than that, there are, of course, many other benefits, like, of course, the employment opportunities, academics, right, professional courses, there are, of course, benefits. Then, of course, personal benefits, a lot of incentives given to the cadet personally, like medals, trophies, cash awards, all this is given. And now we have to understand some of the incentives given by the central government. Today we are discussing, in this lecture we are discussing some of the financial as well as some of the incentives given by the central government. And of course in another lecture we will be, after this we will be lecturing, of course, the benefits or the incentives given by the state government. Today we are discussing the incentives given by central government. All right, and our first incentive that is given to the NCC is all C certificate holders. All NCC cadets who are C certificate holders, there are specific vacancies in the Army, Air Force, and Navy, and they have no Union Public Service Commission examination. This is the first incentive an NCC cadet is enjoying from the central government. There are, of course, all C certificate holders, specific vacancy in Army, Navy, and Air Force, no examination, no UPSC examination. UPSC examination, we know, crores of people all over the India appear, and our NCC cadets do not have to go for the UPSC, Union Public Service Commission examination, and specific vacancies. Now let us see what are the numbers, the specific vacancies, right? And in Army, 64 seats are reserved for NCC certificate holders every year to Indian Military Academy, IME. 64 seats every year is reserved by the central government to all C certificate holders. The best C certificate holder will go for an interview and will join the Indian Military Academy for a commission. And 100 seats are just specifically reserved for C certificate holders in officers training academies. So much of opportunity for NCC. This is the first thing. And now when we think of Navy, 6 vacancy per course is reserved for NCC certificate holder. 6 seats per course, and every year there are many courses in the Indian Navy, and 6 seats per course is reserved for the cadet C certificate holder. Next is, of course, right, the Air Force. 10% of vacancy for every C certificate holder, and that is again every course, in all the courses every year. All right, and think of that. This is the incentive, one of the incentive. All right, all C certificate holders do not have to write this UPSC examination. Plenty of reservations, and Indian Army 60 plus 100, 160 vacancy in Indian Military Academy and Officers Training Academy, Army, and Navy and Air Force. 6% in Navy and 10% in Air Force every year for a C certificate holder. That is one of the incentives of the NCC C certificate holder. So why should you worry joining? Why should you just dazzle or just worry? Should I join? There must not be any kind of to be or not to be question so far as any school or college student is concerned. This is in fact a wonderful organization which is giving you so much of opportunity and incentive. Okay, and now we think of the second incentive. Remember, 5 to 10% of bonus marks for recruitment in ranks in Army, Navy, and Air Force. 5 to 10% of bonus. Okay, we have crores of young men and women competing to join the Indian Army, Navy, and Air Force, and they have to get the pass mark. And in the case of NCC cadets, C certificate holders or B certificate holders, 5 to 10% of bonus mark is given for recruitment as officers in Army, Navy, Air Force, so also for recruitment as soldiers. Which organization is giving so much of incentive to any volunteer anywhere in the world? Nowhere. So it has abundance of benefit joining NCC. 5 to 10 percentage of bonus mark for recruitment in Army, Navy, and Air Force. And other than that, number 3, bonus marks for employment in paramilitary and Department of Telecommunication. 5 to 10 percentage or more bonus mark for employment in paramilitary forces of the country and Department of Telecommunication. That is the third incentive given to the certificate holder. So much of benefit for joining. Other than that, remember, the entire personality of the individual is transformed. Grooming, preparing, leadership qualities, and the training is absolutely free. Per day, the food, the clothing, medical, all that is given to the NCC students, right? They don't have to spend any money for just being a cadet. And the fourth incentive, they can apply for gazetted posts in Central Reserve Police Force if they are degree holders. This is another very, very important incentive. Any NCC cadet, if he is having a degree, can apply for gazetted position in Central Reserve Police Force. Okay, they just have to have a pass in degree. That is another wonderful incentive. That is the fourth incentive. And the fifth incentive is, of course, the preference. Okay, preference is given in state services as well as in private state services as well as in private service, right? Go for any interview. I know about a number of students in my college, right? There are campus interviews and recruitments every year, and the representatives of the companies and organizations coming for recruitment do not have to worry about NCC cadets, because the performance of the NCC cadets is such a great one, and private sector as well as state services, we have preference for NCC cadets. Each and every state of India is just giving special care for, special reservation for, incentive for, rather consideration for the NCC cadet. Okay, so that is the fifth incentive, preference in state services as well as private services. Now, the next is, of course, employment within NCC. Yeah, a cadet, no one else can get all these benefits or and incentives, right? Employment within NCC, and there are 3 levels, 3 positions in which cadets can join NCC, and this is, of course, I would say NCC is giving a lot of encouragement and support and empowerment to women, because employment opportunities given to women in NCC. Number 1, women, girl cadets can join NCC after their degree and after their C certificate examination as whole-time lady officers, WTLO, whole-time lady officers, and they will be serving cadets in different states of the country. So whole-time lady officers, NCC C certificate holder, girl cadets can, senior wing cadets can join NCC as whole-time lady officers. Wonderful. The government is paying them, and this is a great opportunity. Now we are just moving to the next job opportunity in NCC. Girl Cadet Instructors, or GCI. Girl Cadet Instructors, or GCI. Any cadet who is a graduate, after graduation, after their C certificate examination, they can apply and just get the job of Girl Cadet Instructors in NCC. They get a permanent job. They are getting wonderful payments and benefits, and of course they will be just with the young cadets all through their life, and it is, of course, an inspiring and promoting and encouraging and fulfilling experience being with youngsters in colleges and schools. So, whole-time lady officers, girl cadet instructors, and next, of course, right, we have, of course, in NCC, we have Aero ship modeling instructors. Air Force, Indian Air Force, of course, right under in the wing of the NCC of Indian Air Force, aeroplane modeling vacancies for uh, certificate holders of NCC. Similarly, ship modeling instructors. So aeroplane modeling, aeroship modeling instructors. That is again job opportunity in NCC. These are some of the incentives given to the NCC but under the central government. All right. So we have seen five. Say for example, specific vacancy in Army, Navy, and Air Force, and of course number two, 5 to 10% of bonus, of course, marks to recruitment in Army, Navy, and Air Force. Number three, bonus marks for employment in paramilitary and Department of Telecommunication. Number four, they can apply for gazetted post in Central Reserve Police Force. Okay, and number five, of course, preference in state governments and private sector. And number six, okay, there are a lot of job opportunities like whole-time lady officers, GCI, and aero ship modeling instructors. All right, these are some of the incentives NCC cadets get from the center. Now, of course, next lecture we'll be discussing the incentives given to the NCC cadets from the state as well as the center. Okay, especially the financial assistance the NCC cadets get from the state. Financial. There are, of course, a lot of so much of money is just spent for the National Cadet Corps, and all these we are discussing next day. So once again, I just remind you, join NCC. This is in fact an organization which is giving you ocean of opportunities, number of benefits, so many incentives, and change your life because you are just groomed into, transformed into an all-rounder, a leader, and of course a great success. So make your life a success. Make your life an experience for the country. Make your life an experience for your fellow Indians. Just enrich your life with a lot of experience and lot of quality, productivity, and of course nobility. Join NCC. Thank you so much for listening. May God bless you all. Jai Hind.